A serious situation is unfolding inside one of the most heavily guarded prisons in the United Kingdom. A young man convicted of child murder, responsible for one of the most shocking tragedies in recent national history, is once again at the center of deeply troubling allegations. Despite being held under strict security measures, it has been reported that he continues to issue threats. And these are not minor warnings. What's happening behind the walls of this maximum security facility has created a climate of fear, even among the most seasoned officers. Most concerning of all, he shows no signs of stopping. This disturbing report from Belmarsh Prison challenges everything we thought we knew about justice, public safety, and the prison system meant to protect us. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with our latest content. Axel Rudakubana is already widely associated with one of the most appalling crimes ever committed on British soil, the cold-blooded murder of 3 young children during what became known as the Southport Massacre. Yet what's truly disturbing is that even behind bars, his threatening behavior has not ceased. Staff at Belmarsh Prison, dubbed Hellmarsh by many of its employees and inmates, say Rudakubana continues to pose a serious threat, not just to fellow inmates, but to the very officers responsible for guarding him. He has reportedly issued repeated death threats and serious violent threats against prison staff, prompting heightened security protocols and growing concern among management. At just 18 years old, Rudakubana was sentenced to a minimum term of 52 years for the murders of 6-year-old BB King, 7-year-old Elsie Dot, and 9-year-old Alice D.A. Silva. The children were fatally stabbed in a premeditated attack during a Taylor Swift-themed children's party in July last year. The crime sent shockwaves through the nation and exposed critical failings across child protection, education, and law enforcement. Those who assumed that imprisonment would neutralize the danger he posed were sadly mistaken. Earlier this year, Rudakubana was involved in a violent assault inside the prison, throwing boiling water at an officer and leaving him with serious injuries that required immediate assistance from nearby staff. Following this incident, he was placed under one of the most stringent isolation regimes in the British penal system. According to prison sources, he is only allowed to leave his cell when escorted by 5 officers in full riot gear, a protocol considered highly unusual, even among the most dangerous inmates. In addition, he has been completely stripped of access to technology. He is barred from educational programs, prohibited from using computers, and denied even the basic privilege of ordering from the prison canteen. These restrictions are designed to severely limit his ability to intimidate others or cause further harm. One prison worker described Rudakubana as the embodiment of evil, stating that his threats have continued unabated since the boiling water attack. Staff remain fearful of another assault, particularly as he is perceived to have nothing left to lose. His threats have been officially recorded. These include direct phrases such as, "I will kill you and I'll smash your face in," as well as shouts of Allahu Akbar, which, in this context, are viewed as deliberate attempts to provoke or instill fear. These documented incidents contribute to his classification as the most dangerous prisoner in the UK. What's even more alarming is that Rudakubana is now housed in the same high-security unit as Hashim, a convicted terrorist and the brother of the Manchester Arena bomber. Hashim himself is notorious for attacking officers with boiling oil and improvised weapons. The fact that 2 of the country's most violent and extreme inmates are held within the same facility raises serious questions about staff safety and the prison system's capacity to manage such threats. Belmarsh Prison has already developed a reputation for escalating violence. In the 12 months leading up to June 2024, there were 103 reported assaults on staff, 11 of which were classified as serious. Tensions inside the institution are rising, and the presence of someone as unpredictable as Rudakubana has only added to the volatility. This recent surge in prison violence comes as the official inquiry into the Southport Massacre uncovers even more harrowing revelations. The presiding judge, Sir Adrian Fulford, made it clear that the atrocity was not a random or unforeseeable event but the result of a chain of institutional failures. Among the most serious, Rudakubana's prolonged exposure to violent content online, his easy access to knives via the internet, and a complete lack of supervision that enabled him to leave home and carry out the killings without any adult intervention. So Adrian described him as someone with a clear inclination towards knife crime and a high risk of inflicting serious harm. Warnings that, tragically, were either dismissed or underestimated until it was far too late. Now, As authorities work to contain a threat that shows no signs of fading, the British justice system is confronted with a hard truth. Axel Rudakubana was failed long before the massacre occurred. And even after his conviction, he remains a clear and ongoing danger. For the victims' families, the suffering has no end. And for the officers tasked with watching over him, each day presents the looming threat of violence from a man who has nothing to lose and no intention of ever changing. What are your thoughts on the situation we've discussed today? Share your perspective in the comments below. And if you haven't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to stay informed on the UK's most pressing issues. See you in the next video.